Hey guys, welcome to the Pre-Property Solutions website. My name is Chris Prefontaine. My son Nick and I would love to be helping you guys get into a new home. If you're watching this video on our site, great. If you're not, go ahead and, if you're on YouTube or some other video, jump over to prepropertysolutions.com and you can learn more. What I want to talk about is the 82% of the population that can't get a loan today because of a credit ding or two or a whole bunch of credit problems. Other reasons that people are feeling stuck right now, and we've helped people in every one of these categories, are number one, credit. Okay, that's as I just said. Number two, self-employed. Sometimes somebody will move from state to state and need seasoning, what the lenders call seasoning, to go ahead and get a loan. Foreclosure's been a big one. We just put someone in a home that had one foreclosed. They just couldn't keep it for a myriad of reasons, not worth getting into. Divorce, unfortunately, is a big one where one of the spouses will need to get something else or they may have a credit problem lurking. And bankruptcy is a big one. So again, I could go on and on, but 82% of the population, roughly, on a national level, can't get a loan. What I want to talk to you about is the rent-to-own and how it works. Rent-to-own does not equal rent, just so you understand that they're not the same. A lot of people say, well, I know what rent-to-own is. Yeah, I want to rent, and then I want to go ahead and decide later if I want to buy it. That may work for some sellers. It doesn't work for our properties. What happens is we actually plan ahead. It helps you because let's do a scenario. You rent in a home, and finally the market's trending upward. And I think this video is going to be valid with that statement for a long time. So here you are renting, fixing your credit, getting life in order, saving more money. And meanwhile, the market's blowing right past you. So by the time you're ready to go ahead and buy or lock in a price, it's gone. We turn over a home to you just like home ownership. You lock in a price, just like as if you owned it. The only thing different is you don't have a loan yet, and that's okay, or your credit's beat up, and that's okay. For example, here's how the steps work with our rent-to-own process. Number one, you view the home. You'll see many homes on our site. Some are occupied, which means we have to set up a viewing for you because our partner's still in the home and they're on their way out. Or some are empty, and you can go by lockbox. You'll hear the instructions on our voice lines that are listed on each home. And that's pretty cool because those that are empty, you can have immediate occupancy. We can have you in a home in a week, literally. There's no long process, there's no committee, it's my son and I. So you view the home, you fill out two forms called the next step, that's important. You set up a buyer's meeting with us. So we get to meet you face to face. I can see what's on your next step form. It's like, for lack of a better word, an application. I can see that, but I want to get together with you. I want to look at the whole picture. I want to look at the income. I want to look at the credit, even if it's real bad. I want to see what happened to get it there and what can we do to fix it. We actually have you pre-screened with a credit investigation company. The first call is free for you. So you just get on the phone, they look at your credit, they do an analysis, they tell you if they can help you or not. 99.9% they can. And they'll get a report back to us saying this person or this couple will be mortgage ready in X amount of months. And then we cater the deal, we cater the lease purchase, we cater the rent to own to what they told us. Okay, so to continue the process. So after that buyer's meeting, if you're accepted, you'll put down a deposit anywhere between 3 and 10%. Now I know that's a huge range, and people say, why the difference? Well, it depends on the property. If there's a lot of demand for it, it depends on your goals. If you want to get in right away and you don't want us to keep taking forms from more people to look at who's strongest. Sometimes people say, look, I want that off the market, my family wants it. To take it off the market the day you see it, I'm probably going to give you a standard answer of 10%. Have people gotten into our homes as low as 3%? Absolutely. Have people gotten into the homes with as low as 3% or even less and then worked payments over the next 2 years towards a deposit? Absolutely. We're flexible with all that. The goal here is to make you look as strong as possible with the banks when you eventually do go with our help and the credit company's help to get your own loan. And of course, they're going to want at least 3.5. So that's why we do that. Important point I made earlier is that your price is locked in. Guys, that's super important. So you lock in your price while the market's appreciating. That accrues to your benefit. I'll explain that when we have our face-to-face buyer meeting. The terms on these leases are actually 1 to 10 years, believe it or not. 1 to 10 years. Now again, wide variety, right? Wide range rather. Why? Well, it depends on what the pre-qual, the pre-screening company comes back with and tells us how long it'll take to help fix up your situation. It also depends on the property. Some properties we own outright, in which case we don't rush you. You can take as long as you want. And again, the appreciation goes to you. In other cases, we have a lease purchase ourselves tied up on a home for 9 or 10 years and we can put you in it. So either way, we have flexibility. Some of the higher priced homes, when I say higher price, you know, 400,000 and up, we go from, you know, 100,000 to several million. So some of the higher priced homes are going to be in the lower range of that. 3 to 5 years is pretty average. The credit repair, how it fits in there with your pre-screen, the credit repair typically takes 6 or 18 months. What they'll do, and you'll learn this, is they'll go through a 6-month process with you, and then it needs 6 months, I'll call it seasoning again. It lets it sit. And then you can go back for another 6 months, or you're all set. And I've seen scores go from 75 to 115 increase in that first 6 months, which is pretty cool for you. Let's see. Lease purchase. The lease purchase agreement, guys, you're going to do this with our attorneys. People call it rent-own or lease purchase, but the lease purchase paperwork is very, very specific, very custom to you and the home you're in. So after the buyer's meeting, if you get accepted, the terms we outline together in the buyer's meeting, which is called a letter of intent, it's a 1-page document listing sales price, monthly price, deposit, just what our arrangement is. We'll do that together. That info gets sent to our attorney. I'll tell you who they are if you want to do some research. In Rhode Island, we use Sayre, Regan & Thayer, a very well-known firm on the island in Newport, and we do that for all of Rhode Island. Some of our southern Mass deals will go through them as well. And in Worcester County, in other areas of Massachusetts, we use John Alexandrov out of Northborough. So just so you know who we use, we do this all through attorneys so that you're properly taken care of. We are rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau. We are accredited with the Better Business Bureau. And I share these things with you guys not to toot our horn, but so you understand there's people out in this industry, like any other industry, banking, investing, and all kinds of things you see on TV, that don't do it properly, in my opinion. I don't know anyone who has the setup exactly, precisely as we do. The term on the lease, by the way, whenever I say 3 years, 5 years, 2 years, it's that or sooner. We just had a property, we put a nice couple into a home recently. They couldn't sell their home, so we actually bought theirs, put them in a rent-to-own that we have, and we gave them a 36-month lease. They cashed it out 2 days ago as of the filming of this video, which was 1 year. So we gave them 36 months. They, on their own, pushed the credit repair fast, they pushed heavy, and they got it cashed out. Because typically you're going to have a little bit better payment once you do your own loan. All right? Okay. Let me give you an example here, guys, and then I'll wrap up, okay? And I appreciate you hanging in here with the video. I encourage you to look around the site. I encourage you to look at the written explanation of how the rent-to-own works as well. And then my son Nick and I look forward to speaking with you in person, or our assistant Sue. Let's say, I'm going to do a recent one. Let's say that you had a home for $320,000. The recent one we did on this was actually a very strong deposit, so we took it right off the market. They put down $21,000. Now that might scare some of you. Don't let it. This could have been done different ways. They could have come in with, you know, $8,000 and then split this over 24 plus months. I had another gentleman that did a home for in West Warwick, smaller home for $183,000. He came in the door with $5,000. He and his wife, very nice couple, have to do $4,000 over the next 2 years. We left it very flexible. Other people time their payments to go with tax returns, refunds, so they give us X amount with their refund. Other people have quarterly bonuses. Many buyers, 70% of the buyers we've dealt with over the last couple of years will access their 401k money because it's cheap and easy to borrow from yourself, depending on how your plan is administered. I've only run into one instance with a state 401k that didn't allow a couple to borrow. Every other instance they've allowed it, and our agreements work great. The administrators accept our agreements. What I'd encourage you guys to do is go ahead and apply now online. You don't have to wait for the next step form till you see a home. If you want to circumvent the process, speed up the learning curve, so to speak, in your process, go ahead and apply online. There's a next step form somewhere under Buy a Home with Us on the site here. Most of the questions that are in the hard copy form in the homes, eventually when you see a home, will be on this online form. I kept it a little bit less cumbersome because I don't want you to put too much personal info on there, but it comes direct to myself and my son, and it's all secure. So apply online if you want. You can also go to mycreditteam.com, mycreditteam.com. Use the promo code PREFO, P-R-E-F-O, so they know you're linked to us. That's the credit company. Paul Ritter or Joanne Ritter or one of the staff will call you, and you can actually start now on analyzing your credit and getting ahead of the game so that when you come to us, you're already in the process. Now, why do I say that? If you're already in the process and you're being proactive and you call us and say, hey, I've talked to Paul, I'm 1 month into my credit repair and I saw a home I like, you are definitely going to be higher on the list of the applicants, the next step forms that come in. No question about it, because we're going to prioritize that. You've been proactive and done that. Either way, opt in on the site here with your name and email address and the different criteria that they ask for what kind of properties you're looking for. And I would encourage you guys to click on the testimonial section. It should be on the top right of our website if it hasn't changed. And see what the other buyers have said, because we put a lot of buyers into a lot of homes and we continue to do that. They don't all give us a testimonial. We have to chase some of you guys, but I'd like you to see that. And my son and I, Nick, and Susan, very much look forward to working with you guys. I look forward to hearing from you. Let us know you saw the video. Let us know if you applied or not. And we can't wait to get you in your own home.